right. Technically, this should work now. All right. It says starting stream. Stream health green. Things being green is good. Okay, we are live on YouTube. Oh, there it is.
Hate mail's muted there. He's got an.
He's got a what?
Hate mail is muted.
Oh, why is hate muted? He shouldn't be muted. He should have caster, unless he muted himself. Oh, they probably have like their mute buttons set.
Oh, never mind. I muted myself.
I muted myself too.
Okay. Did you guys go to the YouTube link to see if it's running? Because I can see myself. Hold up.
Dan Beat says it's up.
Is it up? Can you? All right. I'm gonna test in the chat, like in the YouTube chat.
Are you using OBS? Is that what you're using?
Yeah, that's what I'm using.
Okay, I just want to figure out.
So basically, I'm probably gonna use OBS to stream from my iPhone to my computer, and then record what's on my computer. Okay. Apparently, if you can hear this, tap 1, and then I got some people saying 1. All right, so that's good. All right, so it looks like YouTube is working. All right, good. So we'll just hang out here for a second, I guess. So we're gonna start in 5 minutes anyway.
I get to be late, and then he won't be able to log in, so we gotta wait on that.
So we're gonna chill here for 5 minutes and just hang out with the crowd before we start, I guess. Since everything's up and running, there's no reason to stop everything, right? So.
Yeah, I would just leave it.
Exactly.
Do you want me to start the backup recording thing?
You know what? I think we should be okay. Oh wait, let's see here. Hold up.
It's recording on YouTube, so it should be fine.
That's true. The other thing is for the podcast. I always remember that for your case in particular, whenever you record on the web app, it's always better quality on your end. So, but for me, like the Discord version is actually better. Hold up. Let me give you that link because yours is actually always better on the web app version. You know what I'm talking about, right?
It's probably because I'm hardlined in.
Yeah, that's probably why. Oh yeah, and also for all you guys listening on YouTube, just to let you know that what's it called? I'm on Wi-Fi right now, so yeah, the quality of the stream, if it's not so great, that's why. So.
Yeah, you're going in and out a little bit.
That might also be because of my mic, but also because like how it's positioned right now, and also because the room I'm in is kind of echoey. But
and you're running a lot of stuff on Wi-Fi, so it's probably gonna slow it down.
I'm running 2 PCs right now. I'm using a small tablet. I'm using a Surface just to check the YouTube stream on the side, and that looks like it's fine. So yeah, we'll see. Hold up. So let's see. Ogre's gonna join into.
Every time I used OBS and I was mirroring from my iPad, that lag and delay was horrible.
Yeah,
that's what I got to try to find.
Right now in the settings, what I have on it though is just low latency. Now there's normal latency and ultra low latency. So I'm figuring ultra low latency will give us the best response time. So if we're like asking questions or taking questions, but would that cause more lag? I'm wondering, would it be or drop in quality?
I don't know. Probably both.
Anyone know anything about that? Anyone know anything about streaming?
I'm gonna try BlueStacks at one point because I hear that's the best one for iPad mirroring. But
how do you mirror an iPad to BlueStacks? I thought BlueStacks was an Android emulator.
I've heard it works with iOS. So.
Oh really? Huh. Didn't know that. Okay, that could be.
Could be wrong completely, but that's what I've heard.
All right.
I'm fact checking you right now.
Do you guys have the talking points?
The debates.
No, I need you to send me those.
Hold up, it's
I need you to send me that link still.
Hold up, 1 sec.
Do you want me to record?
Yeah, I'll do it. Hold on 1 second. I'll send it to you quick. Oh, the link I sent it to you.
So BlueStacks is an Android emulator. DP is correct.
Yeah.
It is not in any way, shape, or form an iOS engine.
Yeah.
Hello, can someone hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh my gosh.
Hello,
Okay. On his first try.
It
is a Christmas miracle.
Now we're waiting for Ogre, and we'll have a full house. All right.
Zoom was coming.
Is he? Was he?
I thought he wanted to come talk about Lex. So
I wouldn't be surprised, but if he shows up, that'd be awesome. But otherwise, we'll see.
Who's that?
Doom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
on YouTube, when the live stream goes up, can't you clip out this part before it actually starts?
Yeah. Oh, on YouTube. So basically, it's streaming right now. It's live. So everything like that we're saying.
Yeah, but I mean, once the recorded version goes up.
Yeah, this is quality entertainment right here.
But yeah, once it gets what's the word here? Oh, it's in DVR mode
What?
right now. So once it's done,
Yeah.
the DVR will finish recording, and then yeah, I can clip the ins and outs. So the only thing I can't do is, well, I guess I could figure out a way to do this, is to add the intro and outro layers, but I don't
I was
know.
gonna say, just start it now. Play it on your PC, and then we'll.
Oh, okay.
We
Hold
can
up.
go.
Let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Let's see.
1 minute.
Give me a sec. Give me a sec. All right. No pressure.
1 minute.
All right. You guys have the talking points up there. I put it in the chat.
Oh no.
All right. Okay. Let's see here. Where the hell is it? Intros and outros. Okay, there we go. Let's see. It's gonna be awkward though. I wonder how it's gonna sound. We'll see.
Oh, we can try it.
All right. Here you go. Hey guys, we're here to bring you another episode of the Gorilla KHODDcast, where we wrap up the events for November, even though it's December today. So today on the show we have Hate, Kage, and Loot, and maybe a little bit later Ogre. And say hey guys.
Hello.
Hey guys.
Where's Hate? Where'd he go?
I said hello, but
Oh, you
I got
did?
drowned out.
Okay. All right, and we also have a special guest on the show, Joker, one of your moderators from the CC. Say hi, Joker.
Hi, Joker.
Awesome.
The moderator,
The moderator. Yeah, he's the moderator on the
head
CC.
moderator.
All right. We're going to start a fight with Black Kryptonian, right? Is that what we're doing?
Hey.
We gotta get him on the show.
All
We've
right.
never had him actually. Now that we
Fair
think
enough.
about it.
All right.
I think
so-
he's shy.
All right, so let's just roll right into it. So this is the first time we're actually doing the show live on Discord as well as on YouTube. So for all you guys who are here on Discord, you guys can join us in the chat of the WRL Gorilla KHODDcast channel. And we also have the chat on the side of the YouTube stream, so you guys can feel free to ask your questions or talk to us there. We'll try and monitor both of those and sort of incorporate that as we go along, but don't feel ignored in case because there's a bit of a lag on YouTube as well. So if we don't get to your question right away, we'll try and do that later at the end of the show. So, and speaking of which, at the end of the show, we're gonna have I guess a couple of minutes or a few minutes for Q&A session. So it's sort of like a ask me anything. You guys, anything goes. You can ask it to either any one of us or all of us at the same time. You can write it in on YouTube or on Discord. And if you have a mic set up for your Discord, you can actually call in if you want. So what you would do is tell me that you want to ask your question live on Discord, and I'll unmute you and I'll let you come in and ask. So let's just jump into the topics for today. So before we get into the agenda, one quick shout out to Nitrous Corolla for updating the DC Legends wiki page. So now it's pretty much complete and up to date thanks to all his efforts. And I think he's a member of the UGLA COA family, right? So he's one of Adam and Batman's boys. So yeah, so props to him for keeping that up to date. I'm sorry I wasn't more of a help, but apparently you could figure that all out yourself. And he had to learn some basic coding to get that to work. So really good on him for keeping that updated. So yeah,
It's awesome.
yeah. All right, so let's get into the agenda. So what we have, as per usual, we have some talks about, let's see, actually, changes to the Arena and Alliance packs. I'll just gloss over that real quick afterwards. We're going to talk about the November characters and their impact on the meta, thoughts on the Connor Siege, thoughts on the no raids for the holidays. And speaking of the holidays, I'll talk a little bit about the Thanksgiving packs, in the sales packs for when I talk about the shop pack stuff. We're going to go into a 2D Tron topic and our first LMR topic. These guys are some of our higher level patrons at the Bruce Wayne or Lex Luthor level or higher. So they get their suggestions in there. I think Fries is also one of those too, but Fries never gave us a suggestion yet. So what else do we have here? We also have thoughts on the December characters that we now know and some last minute announcements. And then just, again, the 5 minutes or 5 to 6 minutes Q&A at the end, live on Discord and on YouTube. So let's go to the first part. We're talking about changes to the Arena and Alliance packs and some other pack stuff that we saw in the shop recently. So I haven't been noticing this in like about 2 or 3 months ago, but I have noticed this month that there's as of a couple of months ago, they've been adding a lot more hard to get characters in the packs. So I've seen Kid Flash and Mira showing up in Alliance packs and Zod and Orm showing up in Arena packs. Have you guys been noticing this too?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Yeah.
think I spent over 1 million essence to get some of those fragments.
Right. Are there any of them in particular that you're excited for, guys?
I was excited to get Kid Flash because he came out when I was on a hiatus from the game.
Oh, perfect.
So they put him in the common line. So basically, you just need to spend a lot of essence, and I think now I've got him like RB1 capable.
He's common? Oh. So
Yeah, he's on the top line.
So the best bang for your buck there, if you don't care about the loot, is just getting the mini pack, because that has the highest common drop rate, and then it has the I think it's on par with the medium one. So that one gives you the best efficiency rate, I guess, for expenditure. So yeah, if you want to keep focusing on Kid Flash, that's what you do. But yeah, Zod and Orm, those were what do you call it? The
freebies.
Yeah, the freebie characters that
Yeah.
if you missed them, you get them too. Actually, are they all freebie? Actually, Mira wasn't. Mira was pay to win.
Mira was a pay character.
Yeah. Yeah, and Mira is one that I've been stocking up on. I'm trying to get her Rebirth 1. So,
Well, I missed both Orm and Zod.
yeah.
That was also during hiatus, so I've been hitting those PvP packs really hard.
Yeah.
I'm now down to 21,000 essence left. So I'm going to take a pause for a couple weeks and try and build that up a bit. But I think I got Zod now to L4,
Yeah.
and Orm is still at L3. So I've got a little ways to go.
Sweet. Alrighty then. So I mean, with that,
Yeah, I got a rebirth.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Saying I'm at the point where I got to try to rebirth both of them. Focusing more on Orm though, is I've been using him a lot now with Lex.
Yeah, I kind of slept on Orm, so regret it. I need to farm.
Yeah. I mean, right now, the main thing that I'm excited for is, aside from these characters being these packs, the fact that they're updating these packs somewhat frequently, I guess. It sort of raises expectations, right? So is there any characters that you guys might want to see fit into the rotation in the future that kind of fits the pattern of these characters being in the pack?
Joker.
All of our pet favorites, I think we want to see.
Like what?
Yeah.
I think I just like to see them change the packs up dramatically
Mm-hmm.
across the board.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these are nice additions. I mean, I don't. Kid Flash, Mira's probably the one I want the frags most of, but I'm not sure if any of the 4 of them are ones that are rebirth worthy for me, unless we suddenly have an influx of rebirth crystals. But I would love to see a bigger rotation, more frequent rotation, because it would. I mean, I go back to this 1,000 times every episode, it seems like, but the marketing and sales team, I understand they want to make scarcity, but I don't understand why it's so scarce that you don't have any incentive to farm the resources heavily. Because if Alliance characters changed more frequently and they were characters you really wanted, you would probably spend a lot more farming essence to be able to buy stuff in the Alliance packs. But because it changes so infrequently, nobody cares.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Alrighty. So there was just a question on YouTube. Eric, just letting you know that the reason why Hate Sounds is louder than me is because he's using a headset and I'm using a desk mic. I should just actually just be closer to my mic. So, anyways, what else were we talking about here? So, all right, and the Thanksgiving packs. You guys. So, what did you guys think about the gem sales?
I bought all of them.
What did it stop? What did it stop at?
$50.
It was $50 for 30,000 crystals.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a
I
damn
bought
good
them
deal.
all.
Yeah,
What was it?
right.
$170 total?
160.
160?
Yeah. For 70k gems.
Yeah, that was I thought it was a great deal.
Cool. I mean, so actually, Kage was actually talking about this, like stocking up on that and then going ham on Wonder Girl. So how did that pan out for you?
Well, I decided to stock up on the Thanksgiving gems because it's a financially sound deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I forgot to buy the Wonder Girl packs because I was just out and about and totally forgot about it.
Jeez.
So yeah, I totally forgot about it, but it's not a big deal. I'll probably just buy like a Wonder Girl like gem pack, or not the gem pack, but the regular frag pack and
Mm-hmm.
call it a day.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Still good value, right? Yeah. But I mean, so in terms of the Thanksgiving and other promotional sales that they've had in the last few years, so how do you guys feel they're progressing? Is it getting better, staying the same, getting worse? What do you think?
Definitely improving.
Yeah.
They're
The
a
game's
little more.
a little more F2P friendly these days.
Yeah.
Mm.
Is that necessarily a good thing or a bad thing? Anyways, what do you guys think?
Definitely a good thing. I mean, it's even if you're the biggest of biggest
think-
whales, it's still outrageously expensive.
I think it's a good idea. You got new players coming in, and they're not so intimidating.
Alrighty.
Catching up,
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, especially with this gem sales, like now you're sort of getting into this territory where you're getting these free to play players out of their little sort of niche, I guess, or get them out of their safety net, so to speak. But then at the same time, the fact that it's a scaling sale, I think that's really good because you kind of feel you can stop where what's good for you, right? So I heard a lot of people stopped at like $20, or some people stopped at like the second one because you don't need that much, right? So
I think where this game's gotten a little bit better and they've failed in the past was all the sales have always been so big
yeah. Mm-hmm.
that people wouldn't take advantage of it. And now they're finally starting to come around where they're doing $19.99 sales and
Right.
$2 and $3 and $4 and $5 sales because once again they seem to just overlook the fact that every other mobile game does this and it breaks the pattern of free to play. So people will.
Yeah. I mean, I think that when I looked at this like previously, I think several years ago, even back to the Oddsman's days, I think the reason why I was trashing so hard on the marketers back then was the fact that they have these giant gem sales where I think the minimum was like $100 back in the day, right? So at that point, you basically have to be like ready to whale and to commit. So, and now they're like, okay, we're gonna make minimal sales that way, but we're gonna make a large amount of profit on those sales. But instead, what they're doing now is they're scaling it down and they're looking towards more volume-based sales, which is probably much wiser. And that's what I was trying to get at several years ago, right? And it's kind of, it's crazy to think that we're on our third year now, right? So,
Yeah. And then a couple of people in chat are
sales
mentioning
definitely draw you in.
right? Exactly.
push to talk are letting go of the button before they finish talking.
Oh yeah. Okay. Alrighty. So all right. So let's move on from there. So enough of the sales talks. So let's get into the nitty gritty. So changes to the arena and alliance pack. We're done that. Let's go to the November characters. So what do we think about Ravager, Connor, and then Beast Boy and Red Hood? Let's start with our guest, Joker. What do you think about these guys?
I think I don't really think much of them. It's just some more red characters. Just kind
They're all
of
heroes, so you don't like them.
well, yeah, Ravager's kind of.
Yeah, Ravager.
I collected enough of her for an L5, but she just doesn't do much for me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really ain't got much to say on them. I'm sorry.
that's all good. That's fair. I mean, hey man, what do you think about these new characters?
Oh, Connor, pretty boring. He's good with Lex, but who isn't? Um, you can make teams work with him, but you have to stack a million strength up. I don't know. I was not impressed with him at all. Ravager, she's okay, but she builds around silence, so not a bad character. I liked her a lot in Siege, but outside of Siege, I don't see myself using her much. Beast Boy, I love. I think he's a great character. I liked him I liked him in the month of November. I like him even more in this month because he pairs so well with Lex. And then Red Hood, I thought he was going to become the new meta character, but then Lex stole the show this month. But he's still a great character, and I think he's going to be needed against Lex. So I think he's a top 3 or 4 leader now. So I really like his rework.
Alrighty. Loot, what do you think about these characters?
So the 2 new characters, Ravager and Connor, I think they're both. Connor's, I think, is bad. I would say he's not a good character at all. Rose is better though than Connor. She's not great, but she's not useless either. So I wouldn't stick her in like the trash tier, but Connor's pretty bad. And then the reworks, both reworks were good. They did a really good job on both Beast Boy and Red Hood. I have nothing bad to say about either. I think they're both extremely good now. And is Red Hood meta, not meta? Building on what Hate Mail was saying, I would say he's S tier. So does Lex steal the show? I don't know. I think they have different uses. So I don't think he stole the show for Red Hood. But Red Hood's awesome. I mean, he's super versatile. He does so much. He's fun to use, which is kind of important. You want to be able to at least have a good time. So yeah, both reworks were really, really good. Both new tunes were kind of crap.
Okay, that's fair. It looks like we have some people typing, so maybe they have something to say to you about that. We'll come back to that in a second, though. So, Kage, what do you think about the new characters?
Ravager, I had my concerns. How good prior to release. I do like her a lot, but there are a few flaws in her few flaws in her kit that I can see them try to address later. I can see a rework coming for her. She's not a bad character, but I don't see her. I can see a lot of lower level players using her as one of their primary reds until they get higher gear. But as far as endgame players, I don't see a lot of usage for her unless Silence comes out to be a better debuff. As far as Connor goes, yeah, he's not very fun to use. He's very clunky. He's got a very clunky kit. I'm sure 2D Tron might disagree with me, but he likes all the crap tunes. So, whatever. Beast Boy, I think he's okay. I'm not as high on him as other players. Like, I think Castaway does better things, but Beast Boy does fit better with Lex. I will say that. Other than that, and then Red Hood, I do like him a lot. I do think he's one of the best characters. Top 5 leaders, definitely. Maybe top 2 at this point. But my concern is that he's not. The whales aren't going to slap him on an auto team necessarily because his kit's a little more nuanced. So I just, I do see him having a critical role down the road, but I don't see him being used just because you can't. It's hard to make an auto team with him. That's all I gotta say.
Fair enough. So I'm looking at the chat here. A lot of people are talking about Lex. And just to remind you guys, Lex is for this month, like December, not for November. We're gonna get to him though. We'll get to him later. But there's a lot of interesting chat here. But hey, let's wrap it up for the November characters. What'd you think?
November's so last month. I already went through the November characters.
Alrighty. Yeah, okay. That's fine.
No, I already did them, remember? I was the first one.
All
or
right,
the second one.
everyone went through? All right, cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Oh,
I'd
Ogre's here.
say
I don't
the
Oh,
even
only
know
there.
who
thing
the
I-
November characters were.
Yep. All right.
Ogre's here. Hey, Ogre, what's up?
Hello.
Hey, what do you think about the November characters, Ogre? What do you think about Ravager and Connor, and then the reworks?
Who were the reworks? Beast Boy and Red Hood?
Yep.
I actually really liked all of the month. The month was really good.
It was Titans month for you, right?
Like, it was a really good month. Like, love Titans, so I loved that. Beast Boy's really awesome. Has a huge amount of meter control. Love it. Ravager, really cool. I love Silence, even though it's not like a thing. It's really cool. I love her synergy with a lot of the other Titans. It's really interesting. Connor, I haven't really messed with a whole lot, but he seems really cool. And then Red Hood, obviously, looks amazing and is a Bazonkers bleeder now, and just Bazonkers in general. So, yeah. Overall, very high grade on the month. So,
Cool. All right. That was nice and succinct. All right, cool. Let's get into let's see the 2.5 that I think someone put here on the agenda. So let's talk about Joker's character poll for the end of the month. Now, Joker, can you just summarize the findings that you had for the end of this month?
Explain what it
Sure.
is for
Oh, yeah,
people who
that's
aren't
it, yeah.
familiar.
yeah, people
on
don't know.
the on the community center, I do a poll on what characters they want next month, and at the end of the month when they release who's tally up what's in there, and I turn them into Reeves now, and that gets seen by the design team. I've had responses.
Cutting in and out on a
from-
Joker.
I'm sorry. I've gotten feedback from Reeves. The design team has looked over each one. Yeah, possibly affects down the road.
Okay, cool. So what are the findings for this month?
All right. Out of 236 participants, for the 10th place out of the top 10 voted in, Adam was with 8 votes, Hawk and Dove at 9, Aqualad at 9, Artemis at 11. It's Kage's favorite.
Woohoo, Artemis.
Vandal Savage at 11, Indigo 1 at 12, Guy Gardner at 14, Plastic Man at 15, Miss Martian at 19, and Hawkman on the top with 26 votes.
Like, I understand that there's a lot of people backing Hawkman. What's that all about? Why is there such a following? for
Hogman is just like people have always liked him, but he's like people are going nuts about waiting
he's
for
the
Hawkman.
final.
J-
He's
Justice
the
League.
final.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So he's the final piece to the original Justice League
Right.
roster that completes it. You know,
Right. That's fair.
and he just turned 80 this past November.
Oh,
so
okay,
it's-
that makes sense. I mean, if Batman got a month or a year or something, then you might as well give him too. So,
Does feel like it's been a Batman year, doesn't it?
yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Right, it's been a Batman year. But yeah, okay. I mean, maybe they'll act on that, and we'll see Hawkman soon. That'd be cool. Alrighty, so we're gonna keep doing these, right? Every month, Joker.
yeah, I'd like to if that's cool with you guys.
Yeah, sure. No, I mean, in the CC, so that people are actually they've been doing this consistently, right?
Yeah, they have
Right.
for all the years that I've been doing the moderating, doing
Yeah.
this.
So for all you guys listening, if you aren't participating already, you guys can join in on the polling that will summarize at the end of the month on the CC. So Joker will just take in all your votes there, and then we can just blurt it out here on the podcast. So all right, so let's move on.
Before we move
Yeah.
on,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
before we move on, just one thing. For those of you who are a little slow, I know it's early for me, so I might be a little slow. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is the in-game community center.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah. So the little icon on the little icon on the right of the screen. So you just click into there, and then yeah, it's all there. So just thanks for the clarification. Yeah, that's exactly right. Let's go. Let's move on. All right. So what do we think about the Connor Siege this month? So hey, Ogre, were you playing in the Siege?
Yeah, I got it, Bill, too.
Cool. So what did you think of the actual Siege itself?
I still think it's too long, personally.
Yeah.
Like at 2 weeks, I was like, "Oh man, I'm ready for this." Oh god, there's another week left.
I feel your pain.
Yeah. Right. I thought that it was things were wrapping up after the second week too. I'm not sure like why we're all feeling
Yeah,
this
I
way though.
like this is me. I'm not a huge endgame player. I'm not a PvP player. Everybody knows that. Although Lex kind of changed that, but we'll get to that. I would prefer if Siege was 2 weeks and we
Oh,
had two of
no.
them. But I know.
The only fun
So,
thing to do
that's
when
just
you
me.
max everything.
Right.
Yeah, I know. I don't have that problem.
Actually, let's see. Like when the thing about the siege, it all depends on the characters. I feel, like if you're having fun with the characters and time goes by fast, and then if you're
Yeah,
you're-
Having the
definitely.
right bonus
yeah,
characters
but
does
if,
help.
right. But if you're running up against Constantine all the time, you want to like drive your head into a wall. so, so I mean,
That is an option. Just don't take it.
yeah. I mean, let's see. Kage, what did you think about the loot? Or sorry, about the siege. I was looking at loot's name.
What I think about the loot? I thought the siege was fun. It's the most fun I've had in a while. I'm definitely a PvP kind of guy. Loved it. Made top 10. I was going for top 3 and get teabag hate, but I decided to
But
stick
you
with the
you
gems
ended
at the
number
end.
4, didn't you?
I would have been number 4 if I had kept buying, but I just stopped buying gems, so I ended up like 7th.
Still impressive considering you're not even full gear 11.
No, some of my characters aren't full gear 11, and I stay level 70 just to protect my wraith points. I just wanted to prove that the whales, you didn't have to be a whale to succeed in siege.
You're like a baby whale now at this point. You're like a dolphin.
I was
with
gonna
minnow.
say that doesn't
Yeah.
really count.
He's like a really big dolphin at this point.
You're not a full whale, and you're not full max, is what you're saying, which is fair.
Right.
He's like
It's a very
Yeah.
plump seal.
exactly.
Plump seal, yeah.
We're full on like elephant seal over here.
All right. Let's get away from the marine animals for a second. All right, Luke, what did you think about the siege?
Moo.
I liked it better than the Constantine lead month. So it was a lot more fun. I think I gave up in the last couple days when we were doing that crazy Alliance Week thing. And I was just like, I'm not spending more money on Siege when I know I'm not going to win. So I think I finished in top 20, which is, I guess, all I really cared about to get that one Rebirth crystal. But I thought it was fun. It wasn't nearly as hard as some of the other months. Although I did loot, I still lost a bunch, but I was able to hang in there and stay top 10 for the majority of the month. So it was okay.
So it was a more forgiving siege, is what you're saying.
I thought so, yeah. A couple months ago, it was brutal. I think everybody lost like at least 8 times, 10 times.
Alrighty.
A couple months ago. I don't remember which month.
This
it
month
was,
people
but
lost more than ever.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it was last month.
So-
One of the months was like really, really, really hard.
So that means if you're losing, everybody's losing. So it's kind of like balancing out, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's fair. All right. Hey, do you feel the same way?
Well, last month was my month, and I didn't lose hardly any at all. So that was, for whatever reason, last month. A lot of people said this month was one of the hardest ones because the people who the people who made Sheriff Lobo, congrats again on being the king of Siege.
Right.
Ballsy had him until he went on a drunken binger and maxed out his characters and then couldn't buy energy anymore. But this might have been his month. He finally understood the yellow ring, and then
The yellow ring!
Oh, the timer, the what do you call it? The
Turn meter!
Turn meter.
but this month was tough. I mean, I think I lost more this month and still was in the top. I think I was third. And everyone who's world finest and Ballsy, who were the top 2, they lost a lot. because Red Hood lead, as soon as you lose somebody, the match can go so south so fast. And then Starfire, she can just, if you can't control her,
She nukes you.
Oh yeah.
you couldn't run Mystic Heavy because Red Hood would AoE, and there was freaking Grim Reaper had his Rebirth 3 Red Hood that would AoE and murder all your blues in one hit. So
Yeah.
it was a challenging siege. I felt like this was a tough one because there was so much turn meter control that you had to play around. Super heavy hitting characters you had to play around. So
Yeah, I was having a lot.
it had a
of fun.
good character set, but it was tough.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Terra and Starfire were doing work when everyone was running like these heavy red teams. Oh, man. It was so good. But yeah, Joker, how do you feel about the siege?
I got into it the first week. I was just having fun with non Hal Jordan leads for the most part. So I was mixing it up with Scarecrow and Eclipso, and
cool.
just experimenting with him, seeing how they work together, and I was just having fun. And after the first week, I was kind of done with it.
Yeah.
So I didn't stick in there for any major rewards. I didn't want Connor that badly.
Yeah. No, I know your whole thing is the villain, so there's no real point to like sitting in there, right? So.
You going
ask
hard
me
this
after
month,
Ultra
Joker?
Man. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're gonna talk about that a little bit later, but this month looks awesome. Okay, all right. So with the siege talk out of the way, what's next here? So let's talk about our thoughts on no raids for the holidays. So basically, there was the expectations for a new and improved raid coming up, and then I think the exact wording that Reeves put out on her post on Reddit was ironing out issues to have a smoother experience for us. So those were the quote unquote phrases that she put out there. So what do you guys think about this whole no raids for the holiday thing? Let's start with Ogre. You're the most optimistic. We'll start with you.
I did what now? What am I? Okay, what was the question again?
The whole no raids for the holidays and how they're gonna try and iron out the issues.
Oh, I think raids are garbage anyway, so it's fine.
All right then. Well then. that was good.
I've been pretty vocal on this since raids became a thing, and I'm like, I do not like their formatting. That's just me.
I turned to you for the positivity.
You're not getting it this time. I'm sorry.
All right. On that note,
I'm not a huge fan
right.
of how raids are set up because the bosses can't have debuffs
fair enough. Okay.
of any kind.
Oh yeah, that's
And
so
it's like-
you basically can't use half your roster.
No, I can't use like 90% of my roster. Don't give me half. 90%
Fair enough.
of the roster that I have built up cannot be used effectively.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, if they have bleeds, oh, but he can't have a bleed. I don't care if the bleeds don't trigger. Just let me have the damn bleeds so that it can trigger my special attacks.
So that's Ogre's request for raids. Make it so that we can debuff them. But then that's an argument in and of itself. But that's opening up a whole other can of worms. Okay.
Right, and that's the issue. Is I understand why they did it. It's just I don't like how it was implemented personally. But that's again how I play. That's
Fair
not
enough.
how.
All right. Let's go with Loot. What do you think about this whole no raids thing?
I'm okay with it. I'm totally cool with them not doing a raid for a couple months, as long as they really try and fix it for when they do bring it back. Because I love playing the raid. I know that sounds ridiculous because it's absolutely boring and repetitive, and it's a crapshoot. I mean, it's just it's an SS with keeping it PG.
Fair enough.
So I really want a raid that doesn't have bugs. So if it's going to take them a couple months, okay, that's cool. But you know what I want them to do this time? So a couple months ago, we had the same issue, right? Where the raid was horrible. And then the next month, the raid was great. Great meaning bug-free, like it actually worked.
Uh-huh.
And then what did they do? The very next month, they made some tweaks and some changes. And they completely broke it again. So here's what I'm saying to WB. Fix the raid and stop touching it. Just get it to a place where it works and stop making changes. Move on. Give us some new chapters. Give us some new things to do. Update red alerts. Do something interesting. Leave the raids alone. Just fix it and move on.
All right.
Give us the nightmare mode.
So basically, what it sounds like to me, in terms of what they're planning to iron out their issues and so on and so forth, is that we were at a good point a couple of raids ago, and then they messed it up, and then now we're back to the drawing board. So most likely, what Loot is saying is just go back to what we had a couple of months ago, and then just leave it there and don't touch it. So
I agree with him. I agree with him completely.
Bingo.
all right. So there you go, WB. Just do that, and you're good for the holidays. All right, Kage, what do you think about this whole no raids business?
What Lou said.
Okay, fair enough.
I will say that it does get repetitive to compete with UJLA. But
For you
I'll
guys.
do what it takes to compete against them, but at the end of the day, I don't care about raids or the rewards or whatever.
Okay, that's fair.
I'll just sit back and watch with my team.
Oh yeah, all right. So usually, Joker, when you guys go and raid, how do you guys go about it? Do you guys really push hard or not at all?
We push to stay under the within the top 50. We give it a little bit of an umph, and we coordinate on bosses coming in, and hey, we got one at 100, and we'll jump on it. But we don't go too.
That's fair.
Yeah, we're modest.
All right. Yeah, it sounds like the JLR. I think the JLR is more or less the same. We just go in, we do what we need to do. We don't just go overboard, but we try and maximize the alliance rewards because that's where all the big rewards are. That's where the gems are, right? So
Exactly.
So I mean, if they keep the reward payouts relatively the same, I wouldn't be unhappy either way. They don't have to do any drastic changes for me. So for the free-to-play alliances or the semi-free-to-play, let's say the non-whale alliances, I think the way it is now is fine, and we're just getting a lot of resources for the time we put in. So maybe they could make it more efficient in terms of how rewards are paid out, because you have to get to a really high level to get certain payouts. Maybe they want to scale it down a little bit, but maybe that's just us being greedy. So, Hate, what do you think about the no raids for the holidays?
I think it was a blessing to our family members
Yeah.
for the holidays because, we sometimes go hard in my alliance, and it would probably eat up a lot of our time.
And money.
So, yeah. I mean, it's really not that expensive. And then
That's
you
true.
you make a lot of money back. So you make so many gems back. But that was sarcasm, M4.
Yeah.
But the rewards are good. I was a little unhappy that they lowered the rebirth crystals from 10 to 5. I don't know why they're so stingy on those, but that's another topic. And
Totally agree.
yeah, and then fixing it like Luke said, let's just get it right. I like that they changed the themes, so you can change the characters and the themes, but you don't need to do big changes that are going to break things. Just get it working right, swap out themed characters each month, and let's move on. Let's do new content of any kind. I don't even care what it is. Just give me something.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's pretty much it.
All right. On YouTube, Chris Ells, he mentioned Kingdom Come in raids, please. So I could definitely see them tying in sort of a Crisis on Infinite Earth type of thing. That would be cool. And seeing all the different Supermans, Kingdom Come Superman, things like that. That would be really cool in terms of a raid theme. I would like to see that. That's a good suggestion. Maybe after hearing this, maybe WOB will implement that in the future. But okay.
Well,
cool.
that's a whole line of characters they'd have to introduce then, or skins at least.
Oh, speaking of that, so we do have sort of some information on skins, right? We know that skins are in development, or they're going to be something coming down the pipeline, right? So, I mean, we've talked about the Black Lantern skins to death at this point, but I mean, are there any cool skins that you would want for existing characters? Anyone?
I mean, I'm excited about skins, but I don't really have a request for skins.
Okay.
I don't care. I mean, I like the idea of skins. I think they'd be cool. I'll buy them if they come out. but personally, I'd rather them do development time on content versus cosmetics.
Right.
I like the cosmetic aspect,
Yeah.
and there's a few that I would like, but at this point, I feel like it's too late. You already have 3 different freaking Batmen,
Yeah.
and you wasted your spot for using skins and sales right there. With 3 different Wonder Women, and yeah, what are you going
That's
to do
true.
now?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we still only have the one Superman, so I mean, you could just keep skinning him a few times because he's got a bunch of different costumes, so that'd be cool. All right, let's move on to the next topic. So we talked about raids, so let's go to the 2D Tron topic. Now, his is actually for this month a little bit more involved. His question, or I guess comment, suggestion to us is define the new meta now that evasion is on its way out, because he's saying there's a lot of ways to deal with evasion characters these days, with can't miss characters, and just ways to just ignore them, basically. So what do you guys think the new meta is going forward? So let's start with hate.
Say hate mail because you cut out.
Yeah, I said hate. Yeah.
This one's easy. It's the fat meta, and it's
Thick with
gone
2
from the
Cs.
shield. It's gone from the shield fat meta to the overheal meta.
Oh, okay.
Which-
Yeah.
The new route things are gonna go. It's build up big tanky teams that do as much damage as you stack up. I think that's what we're
So you're
moving
not
to.
having you're not having any issues running into Black Manta with the heal immunities?
Really, because you can nuke them down so quick with special damage stacking greens.
And Hal Jordan is a thing.
I mean, how Jordan stacks that intellect ups and then all the special damage greens just
Yeah.
can wreck.
Yeah. All right. I mean,
You mean Lex, right? You
well,
said Hal Jordan.
No, I mean,
Oh, I meant to say like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so actually getting the health all the way up there
Yeah.
and making it fat.
Yeah. But Hal Jordan was sort of like the rebuttal to Joker's point about Manta and basically any debuffers right now. So if you're running like a tank team with Hal Jordan, that's sort of like the nightmare situation because you have to grind through that so slowly. So that's the problem.
Even though Lex can be heal immune and bled, he can purge, and then you can put other people on there to purge the debuffs. So I think you'll be fine. And then Ultraman, if he comes onto the show,
Hey, it's working for me as a counter right now, so that's why I brought it up.
Cool. All right. Ogre, do you agree with the whole thick meta coming in?
Lex is real good. I don't know if you know this.
But your approach,
He's bringing Sexy Lexi back on the menu. So
right? But your
Like-
your approach to Lex is different from Hate's approach to Lex.
I've
right?
been running Lex.
Yeah, but your approach is different, right? Your approach is not about being thick and tanky. So tell us about your teams.
Well, it is about being tanky, just in a different way. The team that I've been messing with the most has been SSS Lex, World's Greatest Detective Batman, Donna Troy, and then Castaway Green Arrow. And I have found it to be absolutely redonkulous. Anybody who has seen my picture posts or the post I did the other night for YouTube probably knows this team. I don't even have them at full gear. They're at gear like 9-10 mix. And I've been taking out full gear 11 teams.
Can you say that comp one more time?
SSS Lex, World's Greatest Detective Batman, Donna Troy, and Castaway Green Arrow.
Yeah, he's taking out teams like.
I'm not
TNT
using
above him.
bleeders. I know, it's crazy.
Yeah. Basically, he's killing them like death by 1,000 cuts, but they're never taking turns. So.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did a count on my video the other night. I took 113 turns to my opponent's 15.
I think at this point, I know there's a little bit of nuance to this, but I think Lex is the number 1 character right now in the game. I think Wonder Girl is number 3. I'd say Donna Troy and Lex are the top 2 right now.
Something happened with Wonder Girl over the last couple days. I don't know how much PvP you guys have been playing, but I've been playing a lot. And the whip, the proc rate on that whip is
Down.
no, it's up. I don't know
Really?
what the hell's going on. she's whipping like like it's last year. The whip is out. It is just she completely destroys my Lex.
I think
She
it's
whips him to death.
I think it's just because Cassie knows how much you like it, Loot.
I love being whipped. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of wish Cassie would keep that whip in her pants.
Oh man.
All right, we're still kind of
But
PG-13
she's
here,
whipping
but
me hard and frequently.
all right. Let's not tread the rated R line. All right. So, okay.
I don't think we can hit that far with just a little bit of innuendo.
All right.
But it's in your endo when she whipped.
Oh, that was good.
I had to do it. I'm sorry.
Kage, what do you think about
Not
the fake meta?
sorry.
I really don't think there is a meta. Hal Jordan's on his way out.
Mm-hmm.
Lex, he's cropping up. Out of the top 30 something in Siege, or not Siege, Wraith right now, I still see your Hal Jordan Deadshot teams. But honestly, this is the healthiest I've seen the meta. Like, I'm seeing DOJ lead. Who do when is the last time you saw DOJ lead?
Right.
Seeing
Before
Katana.
Wonder Girl?
Yeah. Even if Wonder Girl's on the field, there's so much diversity in the meta right now. Like I think I counted the other day like 11 leaders being used. So I'm really impressed with where the game's going right now.
So what you're saying is the meta is really healthy for 10.5ers who can stay in the top 100.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. I get that. All right. So basically, for the rest of us who are stuck in like top 1,500 or top like 5,000 or whatever, it's just going to be a bunch of the same thing with a lot of thick teams because people are just playing around there, right? So, but all right.
Yeah, but it's still better than other metas in the past because even though we're probably going to see, I predict by the end of the month, you're probably going to see, 7 to 8 out of 10 Lex lead potentially. But actually, you'll probably see a split between Lex and Red Hood leads because they're going to be countering them, and then you're going to have Hal Jordan countering the Red Hood. But so I still think it'll probably be better than in the past. But I think what we're going to see is so many characters good. You're going to see such diverse Lex teams. So yeah, you'll see a lot of Lex leader, but then the 3 characters underneath them are going to be very different.
Yeah.
So like Kage said, super healthy.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm on board with what Kage is saying. Like things are getting healthier. Maybe not like peak healthiness. There was a point where it was like super healthy. I can't remember when it was though, but that was like a year
Right
ago or
before
something.
Wonder Girl.
Yeah, that's probably what it was. So yeah, but I mean we're on the way there. So the question is now that with Lex being all that right now and him coming in and everyone's like losing their stuff right now, is it going to be healthier? Or is it going to be less healthy with him coming in as the new leader? But we'll talk about it in a second. So, all right. So hopefully that answers Tuditron's question. LMR has some more generic questions for us, but he's asking us about Christmas stuff, giveaways. What's our favorite siege and what's our favorite character this year? So let's start with Hate, since we'll talk about the Christmas stuff if we have any.
Christmas stuff. I'm not exactly sure. I'm hoping we get some Christmas stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully it somewhat involves Rebirth Crystals because it's the only thing I care about in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Giveaways. They're talking about DCL or us?
I think he's talking about us.
I'm going to leave that up to you because I'm really not sure.
Yeah, I'll think about that.
Yeah. Favorite
We
siege.
have no plans at this time.
Yes.
Favorite siege, I would have to say, is probably the first one. I think that was the funnest one. I mean, I really liked several of them, but that one was probably the most fun just because that one was. It was probably the most unique. I think this coming month is going to be really fun.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tonight, actually. Favorite character this year, gotta be Lex. I gotta say, Lex is. He's so fun.
Fair enough. So
Already.
So let's see here. What else here? I'm gonna just gloss over this before I forget. So in terms of Christmas stuff and giveaways from my end, I'm gonna talk about this later. But we did finally set up our merchandise store, so that's up and running. And if you're a patron at the, I believe it's the $5, the Clark Kent level or higher, you do get access to a special promo code, which gives you discounts on the store. And if you're even higher, you get free stuff from us. But in terms of end of the year holiday sales, I'll probably just throw out something like a 10% like discount for the merch shop if you guys want, if you guys are interested in getting that stuff. Because to be very honest with you guys, that stuff is on like very, very low profit. Like we're making $2 to $5 at most on anything in the store. So I'm gonna bring it down to maybe cost, so you guys can buy it at cost like we would. So if you guys want the stuff, we'll just let you have it basically at that point, as low as we can possibly sell it at. That's what I'll try and do for the holidays. And then favorite siege for me, it was definitely the Larfleeze siege, because that was the best siege ever, but it was also the longest siege. So favorite character, I think my favorite character is 2D to be determined, because Ultraman is on my radar. So we'll see. It might be Ultraman if he pans out to be what I think he's gonna be. Otherwise, I don't know what my runner-up is. Like, probably.
And Luke can tell you some early reviews on Ultraman are pretty darn good.
Okay, all right. So see, there you go. So my
They
expectations are
are.
high now.
I'm an idiot. He's now L1.
Wow, that's a lot of $25 packs.
It's cheaper than it used to be, because now it scales, and then like it becomes cheaper as you buy more of it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so like the more you buy, it's actually less expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's more expensive to unlock the characters, $10 more, but it's cheaper if you want to go to Legendary 1.
Yeah.
Hell, I was contemplating going to L2 because I really wanted 2 legendaries on Ultraman. It's only another $80.
Right? Only. Anyways, we'll get into your financial issues a little bit later on. What did you think? What did you think about the like your sieges this year? What's your favorite siege, Luke?
Well, I didn't participate in the Larfleeze siege because I was on hiatus, but I think my favorite one might have been the Flash one when it was the Flash month.
It was a Flash one. You mean using Flash as a character?
Using Flash as a character.
Is it? What month was that when he was?
It was a while ago, but I think that one was a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. Flash. Was
Some of them are just really hard because the AI in Siege is like on a completely another level than Wraith. So you just can't compare the two. The AI, they should make that AI in Wraith. I mean, it's
let's talk about the AI's Red Hood, okay? I mean, that AI's Red Hood is just a whole other thing. I don't understand. Like, it's like one-shotting Donna Troy. What's going on, right? You know what I mean?
Well, Red Hood in general completely demolishes Donna Troy.
But I mean,
I didn't even break 3/4 of my Siege fights.
Like, consistently one-shotting her. Like, my God, right? Anyways. So, yeah.
That's right.
All right, so let's see. Joker, what do you think about the sieges this year, and do you have any favorite characters?
I'd have to go with the Larfleeze siege being my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
The legendary essence rewards and that beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, you can't top it.
Yeah. I'm
favorite
still
characters.
Looking that down,
Favorite characters this year are Man-Bat and Big Barda. I like the way the both of them coming in kind of reshape the meta. You definitely see the both of them used in a lot of teams now, and you know, it changes up how players go in against teams just who can mess people up.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I'm just letting you guys know guys watching on YouTube. My Wi-Fi is kind of cutting in and out, so things are getting not so great. All right. So let's see here. Who did we not ask? Kage, do you have a favorite siege this year? Hello? Can you guys hear me? Nobody can hear me. Oh, Kage left.
Did Kage leave?
No, we hear you. We hear you.
Apparently, Kage just left. All right. Let's see, Ogre. What do you think about? Well, you didn't play a whole lot this year, did you, Ogre? So, I mean, what was your favorite stuff this year?
I played about half the year in total, but yeah, I didn't play a ton just because of things that have been going on.
I'm back.
What do you think? What do you think,
Like
Ogre, about?
siege wise,
Mhm.
I think Larfleeze was just the best siege, and again, I think it was the rewards that was really driving that. I don't think as far as playing it too, because the lanterns are all pretty fun. So I think that helped, but again, I think it's kind of skewed because it was the first siege, and it took all of our joy with it,
Yeah.
and I think that's part of the reason. That and the rewards again. So I have to go with the Larfleeze siege because it was a lot of fun, and I did play it a lot, and I got an L3 Larfleeze, so
Fair enough.
I can't do an L3 anymore because I can't get that high. But not really the point, I guess.
That's fair. Do you have a favorite
As far as
character?
favorite characters, I'll probably abstain because I'm not really sure of the 48 characters, who all they were, and I'm not sure who I would pick. Although I do really like the Beast Boy rework, but that's because I love Beast Boy.
That's fair.
From
That's a good
the
answer.
shows. So,
Yeah,
and I
stop
also
counting the
really like
reworks.
Like November was just really good,
Yeah.
and December looks just as good. Keep going that direction, guys. Keep going that direction.
Yeah. I see Hate's busy posting up a bunch of links here, but Hate, did you have a favorite character this year?
I already told you, Lex.
Oh, you said that? Oh, you did? My bad.
Yeah, you must have
Not-
tuned out, bro.
Yeah,
No.
I'm forgetting
Non-rework.
things.
Non-rework.
Okay, my argument.
Non-rework.
to
My
in
non-rework.
In my defense, this is one of the biggest podcasts that we've had with a lot of with a guest on too. So like we have a full cast plus Joker on. So I'm forgetting who I'm talking to, but I did ask everybody right at this point.
Not me.
Okay.
I mean,
oh,
you
yeah,
asked me.
that's right.
but-
You tuned out. That's right. So you tuned out for a second, came back. All right. So what's your favorite siege and your favorite character this year?
Last year was Larfleeze, so I can't answer that, can I?
Yeah, everyone's been saying Larfleeze. That's cool. I mean, Larfleeze
mean-
is fine.
I mean, Larfleeze is classic, but my
He
favorite
didn't
this
say
year.
favorite siege this year. He just wrote favorite siege. So.
Oh,
Oh, that's
okay.
fair.
Well, yeah, obviously Larfleeze, but runner-up would be the Constantine, Black Adam, Mary Marvel siege. That was really fun.
Yeah, I was having fun that one too. That was a really good one for me. You have a
And
favorite
then
character?
hard to say. They were all really good. It's hard for me to name a bad character this year. Lex and Barda up there.
Yeah.
Probably Barda.
Barda's my favorite of the year.
But actually no, the most attractive tune this year would probably be Talia.
Attractive. Okay.
Totally agree with you there
Part of the
too.
thick meta.
Right. So I mean,
Big butt.
that's just as legitimate for you as Ogre's answer for Beast Boy, right? So I mean, he likes Beast Boy, and you like big butts. So
I cannot lie.
let's set that one up. All right. So,
But Lex is bringing sexy back, so it doesn't
Right.
matter.
So okay, now on that topic, nice segue. So we're gonna go right into the December characters. So we know that we have Ultraman and Owlman coming out, and reworks to Sexy Lexi and Joker. Why we have Joker on the on the podcast today. So let's get let's get the meat and potatoes up front first. Let's do the reworks before we do the new characters. So what do you guys think of Sexy Lexi and Joker? And I think that we've been talking on and off about Sexy Lexi throughout this
I
entire
think
podcast.
it's fairly unanimous. Everybody has figured out Lex is good and forgot Joker got reworked.
Okay. On that note, let's pass it over to Joker. Let's pass it over to Joker. So Joker, I think you have something to say. I think you may have something to say, right? Let me know.
Nah. He's right. Joker could have been a lot better, but
Like,
Lex-
don't get me
Lex
wrong.
just got the
As
spotlight.
As a bleed character, I love the way Joker looks. I just haven't bothered to build him up yet because Lex is too damn fun.
I
You
hear
know
ya.
what though? I've been practicing for Siege using like one of the Siege teams that I plan, and Joker is in that comp. and he's good. Joker's fantastic.
Oh yeah, he's
really good. Like they did a good job
How-
on his rework.
How is
Could he have
Joker?
been better?
what's-
Yes.
How is he different
But-
from his OG Joker? Like
You know what's a lot better?
before
I
his nerf.
never used him OG, so I don't know.
You know what's a lot better with him now, as opposed to countering when somebody would be enraged, is that somebody could hit you with an AOE and he'll counter them back if they're bleeding. So, like, say Wonder Girl's hiding behind Donna Troy and she whips around, he'll ping her back and possibly one-shot her. So
Yep.
he's vastly improved just on that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now that
He's
a
also
special
hitting a lot harder
yeah,
now
he's
too,
a
isn't
special
he?
striker now. He hits like a truck, again, especially against.
He's
Blues.
he's a glass cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what you need him for, though, right?
Both of them are glass. This month they gave us a lot of glass. This is like the glass month. 3 of the 4 tunes you can blow on them and they'll fall over.
So it's a Samuel Jackson month, is what you're saying?
Oh yeah.
All right. Random reference there.
Yeah, I didn't understand that one.
No.
Well, it's
Mr.
from the
Glass
movie.
So go watch Glass.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's from the trilogy.
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
You've
that
never heard of? Anyway,
It's an M Night Shyamalan movie. Anyway.
Okay, got it. Word.
God
Trilogy.
bless you.
Yeah, it's a trilogy, whole series. Okay. Anyways, Hate. What do you think about Sexy Lexi and Joker?
I haven't geared Owlman or Ultraman. I'll gear Owlman max today, but I'm not going to be able to use them. I'm not going to take them to Legendary 1 because I've already bought everything that they've sold this year, and I plan to go a little ham on Owlman. So he looks really good. I've watched some videos of Alliance Mates. Both Ultraman and Owlman look like they're really good characters, so pretty excited for both of them. Joker, CPOC, before I get to Lex, he's a very good character. I really like him. My only issue with him is that he works pretty well with Lex, but you need somebody to strip because there's still a lot of Hal Jordans out there. When Hal Jordan's not on the team, he's rock solid. But there's still, as the transitions are taking place, I'm still facing, probably 5 out of 10 on my board is Hal Jordan. And bleeders need somebody to strip the buffs, so that kind of makes things a little more difficult. I did run a few teams where I was playing with Joker and Dr. Poison. They work so well together because you can start the bleeds with Joker since he's faster than her, and then she can blow him up, and it's all special damage. So, and especially when you have Lex lead, and then Joker's putting the intellect downs on him, and you're doing so much special damage, it's ridiculous. So,
Yeah.
I really like him. I like the heal immunity he puts, which is going to be useful. I think this Siege, he's probably going to be on every single team. You'd be crazy not to put him on a team. And so pretty solid character. I mean, he didn't get the Ultra S-Bomb S-tier, rating that the Lex did, obviously, this month, so he kind of got forgotten. But if this was a normal month where Lex wasn't there, I think Joker would be the star right now. But just because he got outshined, everyone got outshined, which goes to Lex. Lex, I think, probably is the best character in the game right now, arguably.
Mm-hmm.
He makes so many characters better. What I like most about him is that it doesn't feel oppressive like Wonder Girl when she first came out, or when Deathstroke and Baby Lobo was a thing, because it just felt cheesy. Like, this just feels like a legitimate, great character, and he the best characters with him aren't necessarily all the S tiers that prop him up. He's making characters that normally aren't that great suddenly really good. Like, I love what he did for the Flashes. Reverse Flash and Jay Garrick suddenly are awesome.
Firestorm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Firestorm is amazing with him.
Yeah.
I just tested this morning Livewire with him, and I couldn't believe how good she was with him. So I'm gonna experiment more with those comps. Mary is like a match made in heaven with him. There's so many characters that just are not what you would normally run that are suddenly extremely viable. And when you're facing against them, you don't just feel like it's just complete shenanigans. The only thing I'm worried about is that I posted a link to it, and Ogre can talk on this. Is you can take a Gear 9 team in against a Gear 11 level 80 Rebirth team and hold up, and so not only hold up, but you can win the match. And I'm a little worried about a possible nerf for that reason. They're very hesitant to nerf even when you're clamoring for one, so I'm not overly concerned. But I have enough shards to take him to Rebirth 4, and I actually have enough crystals right now because I've been saving them for somebody. And I want to pull the trigger on Lex right now, but I'm so nervous about it because if he gets nerfed after I pull the trigger on all those Rebirth tokens, I'm going to lose it.
I don't think
we
they're
won't
gonna-
allow
I
that.
don't think it's gonna.
I
happen.
just
We'll
don't
fight
see a
that.
nerf happening because he alone isn't the reason why you nerf. He just enables better teams.
Everyone.
Blue Beetle still kind of stinks under him, so.
I do.
There,
Did you
there are
try
a
Gorilla
handful of
KHODD
characters.
yet?
So okay, so I was gonna say about Lex, and because I'm surprised that Doom is not here today. We went over this in the beginning. This is Doom's month. Let's be very honest, because Doombox was the advocate for Sexy Lexi before Sexy Lexi was cool. All right, he was the OG hipster Sexy Lexi guy.
He's
And-
the OG hipster.
Yeah,
To
exactly.
do the Doombox impression. Well, Lex was good before, but now he's just really good.
He makes Etrigan viable.
See, that,
Yeah, he even makes Etrigan viable, so.
he literally said that in our chat. And the other thing was, and then the answer, then he rebutted himself. He said, "Wait, do you know who Lex makes good? Everyone." So that was the answer. That's what Ogre was saying too, right? So, okay, well, I think we're high on that Sexy Lexi smoke, as Kage would say. So, I don't think that's gonna come down anytime soon.
It's hard not to be.
Right? But then there was a lot of argument in the early parts of this chat where people were saying that maybe they went a little bit overboard on him. Do you guys feel that could be the case?
No.
Maybe
no
they did.
way.
No, I think they did, but that's a good thing.
Okay.
The game needs some game-breaking mechanics like that because that just makes things more interesting.
But is it game
That's
breaking?
my take.
I don't
Did
think
we
this is
need
game
Wonder
breaking.
Girl?
Should a Gear 9 team be able to take on Rebirth level 80 teams?
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
but I
what's
think
good,
we're
yes.
still experimenting with comps, and it's Lex versus like how Jordan comps. So I think as the natural counters start to come out, because you're going to see, I'm thinking about gearing Spectre up for that turn
Like,
one healing
Red
unity.
Hood can still wreck him.
Yeah.
Of course. But I'm saying it's one of those cheese mechanics that the game needs. Like Donna Troy, she's kind of up there as far as being busted goes, but but the game needs that kind of shenanigans to make it interesting.
I agree.
Fair. Okay.
I'll be honest. I haven't come across a character that has made PvP fun like this. This is ridiculous levels of fun. I don't care that I'm taking on Gear 11 teams with my Gear 9. That's not what I care about. I'm caring that I'm having so much fun for once.
This is the most fun I've
To
had in
get wrecked by
PvP in
Wonder
months.
Girl.
Come January, they introduce a Wonder Girl type that punishes for being overhealed and procs every turn. So
I'm sure they've learned their lesson.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Let's be optimistic for now. But before I forget, I want to turn to Loot to ask about Ultraman and Owlman because you went ham. So how are they?
So I mean, to be honest, it's kind of hard to say because right now they're both L1, totally maxed out, totally skilled out.
As you do.
But I don't have enough of their kit. So Ultraman, he's really good, but I don't know how good.
Okay.
He's more squishy than I would like him to be.
Oh.
And when he's got a lot of mends, it's scary because Wonder Girl demolishes him. Like he doesn't stand a chance against her. Every
He seems
single
more-
fight I take him into with Wonder Girl kills him. So
he seems more like he was built to fight Man-Bat.
I agree with that. Yeah. But what he does do that's really cool is, let's say Man-Bat puts, I think I have right now it's 4 debuffs. So let's say Man-Bat puts 4 diseases on him. Well, those 4 diseases have 2 ways to transfer to the other tunes. Either it just happens in his passive, or he hits him with a basic, and you could take those 4 diseases and through his basic contaminate whoever he hits. So the transfer, again, I don't have it optimal yet. I didn't take his first legend. I didn't take any legendary yet. I've been practicing with him all day to make that decision, but I'm leaning towards that first one because then you could do something like you can transfer 6 debuffs instead of 4, I think. So he seems really good. Scary against Wonder Girl, but really good. And then Owlman does something that's super interesting, which is his passive is very similar to Steppenwolf's leader skill. He makes characters pew pew, I guess you can say. He gives them crit, he gives them hit chance up, super powerful against back row teams, super duper powerful, like amazing. He makes Black Adam that much better because so does Steppenwolf, the same type of pew pew.
Yep.
And he can't miss, which is fantastic. And his 3, if you were to hit Harley Quinn with all those evasions, he does more damage per evasion up on that character. So really, really impressed with that. The only issue I have with Owlman is he's really squishy. Like, I'm a little disappointed because he's not a striker. He's like at least he shouldn't be a striker, but his gear set, it's not tanky enough. So he's a utility character that can die like super easy.
It's
He's
weird.
like a modified Two-Face.
Yeah. They gave us a lot of glass cannons this month, it seems, and I'm surprised that Ultra...
But he's not a cannon. That's why I'm upset about it.
So he's like a glass water gun.
Yeah, he's like a glass water gun.
So, anyways.
Or he's like a glass hose because the hose is used to fill the water gun.
Okay. I mean, is that not really very optimistic sounding for like the Owls then? Because you guys want to go ham on him, but he might not want to now.
No, I think it's hard to say because right now he's only L1, so he doesn't have a ton of HP. So once I get him L5, then I'll have a better idea of how much hit he can take. I would say running him with Donna Troy is a good idea because he gives out a lot of buffs. So Wonder Girl just is like waiting there and she's like watching you and she's like, oh, I'm going to whip you. I could see like the smile on her face coming out. I see that whip getting ready. And she's like, assume the position, boys. I'm going to pound.
There we go with those innuendos again.
and this is why Lute's character is Harley Quinn. So, I mean, that's a whole other thing. If Lute, if you're watching the Harley Quinn show, we have to have a talk about that. But anyways, apparently all the owls in chat are saying Owlman is mandatory RB1, and then Prim is saying RB5. Oh, we boot you.
But I can tell you at RB, Owlman's one of those characters where Rebirth is a good idea because he needs the HP.
Right. I mean, yeah, I completely understand. So, I mean, basically everybody needs the HP in this month. That's what it sounds like. So we're gonna rebirth everybody.
I think every character in the game needs the HP.
This is true. So
Yeah, that's a whole nother argument. So.
yeah, we're getting a
One that I've been having for a long time is that the HP in this game is too low.
All right.
But
let's not open up that can of worms just yet. We're gonna wrap up the show because we also have to do a Q&A session at the end. So just some quick announcements to wrap up the end before the Q&A. On the WROL broadcast sites, we have finally put out ringtones. Yeah, I know it took like half a year, but I finally got there. So if you are a patron at the $1 level, the first 3 are available to you. And at the $5 and up level, you get the next 3. So there's 6 total ringtones at the moment. We'll probably get some more out there in the future. But there's a lot of iconic ones. We have the Ogre OMG STHU. We also have my rag on the marketers. We also have Joker's Laugh, which is actually a very popular one. And then there's a few other ones here and there. There's the Etrigan one, that Doom's quotable line. And those are all out there right now. So if you are a patron at the $1 level or higher, you can get access to some of those. Then, like I was saying earlier in the show, our Teespring shop is up. So you can see that on our teespring.com. So that's teespring.com/shop/WROL broadcasts. So in there, you'll see a bunch of different T-shirts, some old, like with the new art, the old art. We have some classic We Are Legends arts. We have the Oddsman stuff up there. We have got some stickers. We've got mugs. So whatever. It's the holiday season. So if you want to buy some stuff to give to your friends and family who have no idea what this stuff is, there you go. So if you're looking out for something closer to the Christmas holidays, I'll probably drop a discount coupon out there for you. If you're a patron at the $5 level or higher, you always have access to a discount from there. And also,
We have a special. I just did it on Teespring. I hope this doesn't upset you, but I just added a holiday 20% off until December 4th for Cyber Monday.
That's fine. That's basically us making zero
Hang on
profit on our stuff, just to be very honest with you guys. Because like I said before, I think the highest amount of profit we make is on the T-shirts, which makes like $5.50. And that's like in euros too. It's the same thing. It's like €2. So, yeah, if you're in Europe and you're buying it, we're basically making no money. And if you're in the States, we make like $1. So, yeah, we don't make anything on this. It's just for you guys, just to give back to the community, to represent. Because this is basically, you guys want to represent us, so we want to give you the means to represent us and show your love. And we're all about that. So.
Well, if you guys keep on talking about the whipping and the chains and stuff, you can start charging for that.
I don't know if Teespring has that available to make, but we'll see. They do have leggings, okay? So that's something that I might think about. So we're getting close to that leathery stuff with leggings. But all right, then the other thing is... So we were enabled to do streaming thanks to all our lovely patrons, and especially LMR, who pushed us over the $100 edge. So we are now we did a straw poll earlier this month, and by popular vote, YouTube was almost unanimous at 70% of the votes saying over Mixer and Twitch. So we're sticking with YouTube since we already have a platform there, and as you guys can see from those of you who are listening in on YouTube, we're going to be streaming on YouTube, hopefully semi-regularly. So the plan is to do once a week, and the podcast going forward will also be streamed on YouTube. So depending on what our schedules are like, I'm going to try and set up a Google Calendar. So, and I'll share that with the Reddit community, with everyone, so you guys can download that Google Calendar and see who's up next, who's going to be casting, and we're going to try and put a brief description in the Google Calendar to see what our stream's about. So, Ogre will be doing his crazy comps probably, and his new Sexy Lexi taking all the turns probably. I'll do some of the special damage character insight stuff. So I'm going to call mine the special kids corner. Yeah. And well, I don't know what the owls are going to do. The owls are just going to do like Wraith and hate their life. Well, what's that about? What are you guys going to plan on doing? Anyone?
Cutting out quite a bit, DP, so it's hard to make out what you're saying.
No, I was asking about the owls. What do you guys plan on doing for your stream? Just like running through Wraith and hating life?
We'll play Siege. I mean, we have Siege to run.
Okay, that's fair. Actually, Siege is a good one because seeing how the owls go through Siege is something that not everyone can see.
I don't know if we want to share that. the
Oh, okay.
problem.
All right. So you probably have to talk with.
I heard that some of you, Adam was saying some of the UGLA members are going to be going hard this month too. So
Okay. So you have to talk. You have to talk with the logistics manager M4 and see if it's all right.
We have to keep our secret sauce secret.
Fair enough. All right. Okay. So that's what's in the pipeline for right now. Hopefully, the Google Calendar will have that set up by early mid-December, and if we get pushed over to the $150 range, which we are very close, we're like $140 on our Patreon right now. So if we get pushed over, we'll set up twice a week streaming. So we'll have to do more coordination for you guys. All right.
My body is ready.
Right. So with that out of the way, let's get to the Q&A. So all you guys who are live on Discord and on YouTube, you guys can type in your questions and we'll try and answer them on the air. I have both screens in front of me. And if you want to talk and ask your questions to us on Discord, tell me that through Discord and I'll unmute you. All right? So anyone has any questions, go ahead. Feel free to start typing and we'll get to it.
I have a question.
Sure. We'll start with yours.
And this relates to, because I've seen this come up several times, players who are returning to the game, like myself, what characters would you guys recommend bringing up to speed currently for people who are returning to the game or new players?
okay, that's all you, buddy.
Who? Me?
Said Kage.
Oh, Kage? Okay.
Characters that I recommend bringing up right now, if you're returning, Lex Luthor. He's going to carry a lot of your teams, and if you build around him, you're not necessarily going to cheese your way to the top, but he's gonna support your teams. He's a very strong. I recommend doing all the support characters. So if you can get your hands on Wonder Girl, if you can get your hands on like Donna Troy, someone's typing in the background.
My bad.
Yeah, any of the support characters bring up. I think Deadshot sounds way out of the meta. So I don't recommend doing him right now. He's still solid. But you really can't go wrong with any of the farmable characters. They're doing really good with the reworks, but right now, if you're coming back, I would say Lex, and then just build around him according to your playstyle. So if you like bleeders, or if you like control characters, if you like the pew pew, definitely just build around him, and then just kind of go from there.
All right, fair question. All right, I'm gonna turn it over to Nitro, and I'm gonna unmute Nitro so he can ask his question to us live on Discord. Hold up one second. Let me do this. Unmute this one. Wait, hold up. Oh God, hold on. There you go. I'll do it that way. All right, Nitro, go ahead.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yep,
Okay, I had a question.
go for it.
Which two characters do you want to see reworked as soon as possible?
As soon as possible. Okay. All right. Who wants to take that?
Camo.
I'll take it.
All right, sure. Go for it.
Chemo, because it's well overdue, and he could definitely use a disease upgrade, and heck, he needs to be fun. Yeah, just to make Ogre happy. And Yellow Lantern Sinestro, another one that's
like that.
overdue for a rework.
Yeah.
He's one of the top big villains in there, and he sucks.
Basically, like all of for me, any of the super farmable characters. So yeah, Sinestro's up there. Batman, Cape Crusader, as M4 is saying in the chat. Zatanna. I want to see Zatanna rework tomorrow.
Yeah, but another reworked Bat CC means another Bat month, and we're
We're
done with bats.
But I mean, I know what M4 is all about him, right? So, but anyways, so, Hate Kage Loot. What do you guys think for characters that need to be reworked sooner than later?
I really want to see Bat CC because I want to see like a Red Hood Lex level rework for a Batman character. I don't even care which of the three, but Bat CC makes the most logical sense.
Fair enough.
And then the other one I really, really want to see reworked is Hippolyta because she's got a cool kit and I think she could be really good. But
Yeah,
She's
definitely.
terrible right now. Even Lex doesn't do much for her.
Okay, Kage, what do you think?
That's kind of sad. Obviously, I'm biased toward Wonder Woman, so rework DOJ or Coda. I don't care. Maybe Coda. I can see her being like A-level scary. I don't see her ever being an S tier character. But if they gave her like a passive that like lets your teammates retaliate, you know, I think that'd be kind of cool. And then, Giganta.
Ooh.
I think Giganta could use a fat rework.
That'd be a
She's
good
fun
one.
with
That'd be a real good
She's
one.
fun with Lex right now.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well,
That's all we need.
Who isn't who isn't good with Lex though? You know. So
All right.
those are my two picks.
Oh, okay. And actually, M4 is saying someone that actually I'm thinking about now. Captain Cold. Yeah, I want to see him rework too. I like Captain Cold a lot. Like I took him straight to Gear 11 before his rework, like before L rework. So, Loot. Who do you
Four
want
makes
to-
a good point. Yellow Lantern Sinestro is still bad under Lex.
Sorry.
So-
Okay, fair enough. Loot. Who do you want to see reworked?
Batman Cape Crusader.
Okay.
Ugh.
And I don't know. Maybe Yellow Lantern Sinestro.
Okay. So
Because he's trash.
Unreal Original.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. Let's see. Do we have any other questions, guys? Because thanks Nitro for your
Well-
question.
Mirror
Can I
Master
get my
as well.
second one in there?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad, Ogre. Oh yeah, Ogre, you got the chemo one in there. Who else? You
I
you
yelled
did it.
Chemo, but that was it. Obviously, Chemo, I would love to see get a rework. He needs disease. I think it would be perfect for him. And then I think like Cyborg would be nice because he's really cool. He has a really cool kit, but nobody uses him.
All right. Cool. All right.
Oh, I want to throw out there Harley Quinn quite vexing.
Of course you do.
I
Another
want her to be
Another
the most
Batman.
OP character in the game. And she needs a new skin that basically makes it so she has no clothes on.
Yeah.
Nick,
Okay. Well,
you got
Actually, if we're gonna go that route of any character can be reworked, I would love to see a Joker damage goods.
fair enough. All right. So
Or maybe both Joker Damage Goods and Harley Quinn quite vexing same month.
He did be
Give
good.
us a Suicide
Right.
Squad month.
all right.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. So thanks
I'm
again,
leaving
Nitro,
now.
for your question. So we're gonna probably end the show here. It doesn't look like we have any other questions coming in. So, alrighty. All right.
I could ask.
Yeah.
Can I ask another question then?
Sure. Do it. We'll do one more
what's-
quick one. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Thanks. What's been the strangest or funniest feedback you've gotten from the community?
That's a good question. It's not gonna be an easy one. Anyone off the top of your head?
I can give you two prime examples. So I get the weirdest messages on the CC pretty often, pretty regularly. I'll give you two. Joker, you'll remember this one. The guy who used to send me every month asking me about Smallville over and over and over, asking me my opinion about Smallville and Smallville season 11. He did that for over a year. Never responded to any of my responses. Just constantly said, "My name is Benjamin Travison" or something like that, and I love Smallville. What do you think about this? And it was over and over. And then the most disturbing one I got was probably about 6 months into the podcast. It was this kid. He must have been like 8 to 10 years old. Would constantly send me messages. And then one day he sent me a message of him standing there with a butcher knife and no shirt on, with a weird smile.
Yeah.
And that creeped the
All
crap
right,
out of me.
that's bizarre. That is no joke. Next
Wait, he sent a
level
picture of
scary.
himself to you?
A picture of himself with no shirt on, holding a butcher knife, and he was probably
Oh,
somewhere
God.
between 8 and 12 years old.
Oh God.
That's
Yeah.
creepy.
All right. I hope that answers that
terrifying.
question there.
That is
Okay.
terrifying.
Yeah, thank
we
you
do-
guys.
I've,
Thanks.
I've got an answer
Alright.
too, actually. For those of us who are Reddit mods, we get feedback in the form of what are they called? The when they report reports. That's what it is.
Oh yeah.
When they report a post on Reddit, we get feedback in the form of "we suck" and "stop tooting our own horn." That's the clean version.
Yeah. There's a lot of those. Yeah, we get a lot of that.
So it sounds like we have a lot of haters. Is that what
No,
I'm hearing?
it's the Reddit mods that have a lot of haters apparently, and
There's a
Well,
lot,
no,
of, lot
it
of
is
trolls on there.
specifically tied to any of the WRL broadcast stuff. So it's probably all of us, but like we can see it because we're mods.
yeah.
It's funny because
Yeah.
they think we don't notice.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. I mean, Neutron Star was saying, yeah, it's basically like this one guy who's just basically hating on every post. Like he immediately downvotes the post as soon as it comes out. But anyways, that is.
I knew
what it
those
is.
downvotes. I just didn't know those reports.
Yeah.
Posts were reported every time.
No.
That's funny because when we do it on YouTube too, there's immediate, like within seconds of posting, YouTube video. There's a downvote usually.
No, M4. No, we can't see who downvotes. But anyways, there's a couple of questions in from YouTube. Let's do this real quick before we finish this up because we're almost an hour and a half long here. So, okay, from Supernova23 on YouTube, he says, "Who is the best and worst Batman?" All right, real quick. Anyone?
It's greatest
Best is,
detective, best.
world's greatest
TDK,
detective.
worst.
Was that the same thing
Yep.
Joker said?
Pretty
I thought
much.
Beetle was the worst.
We're talking about Batman.
No, best and worst Batman.
Batman.
Oh
Oh,
man,
Batman.
Owlman is the worst Batman.
he's the best. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess TDK is the worst.
He's a Batman.
Batman.
He's also a villain Batman, so technically that's also true. So
Well, it's not Bruce, so you can't count it.
that's true. You can't. Yeah. Okay. It's Thomas. All right. So that's fair. Next question here. What do you think about this team? Aquaman, Mira, Bane, Barda. Food for Wonder Girl? So again, one more time. Aquaman.
I mean, that's a lot of
Aquaman,
tank.
Mira, Bane, and Barda.
It's not a bad
Food
team.
for
I mean, it is
Black
food
Manta.
for Wonder Woman.
I mean,
but yeah,
there's no
food for Black
greens on
Manta.
the team. There's no greens on the team. That's one. So no one's gonna insta die, and then you also have Aquaman giving crit immunity. So you're okay.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad matchup against Wonder Girl.
Yeah. All right. Should be all
It's
right.
a lot of beef behind it too. So
Black Manta's got
so
that
long as you
down
get
pat.
to the overheal, should be okay.
Okay. And the last question here is from Kostakis Kosti. Would Bane thrive with Lexi? Yes or no?
Who doesn't?
But he definitely does. That was one of the
answer
first
is-
things
He
I actually
does.
tried. He's
He
good
does.
for even me. with
Psy
Flash,
Supes
to give you an
doesn't.
idea.
Yeah.
The whole thing about Lex is that he gets Bane to that overheal instantaneously, which allows him to start proccing. So yes, he's
Run any character that's
And it
faster than
allows you
Bane, and you're good.
All right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Anyways, so are we good here today? I think we're done because we had a lot of questions actually right at the end. So all right, and Witicon, Todd W, Target 8864, Chad S, and G Clunit. Hold on, let me say that one again. G Clunit. So yeah. Also, reminder to any of you guys for who haven't already gotten your Patreon roles that are patrons, just message me and I'll get you hooked up on Discord with your Patreon roles. And if you guys want to be heroes like these guys and help us keep the lights on, consider supporting us over at patreon.com/WROL broadcast. And with that, I guess we'll say goodbye. Thanks, guys. I think we're good. Okay, and I'll stop the stream.